For this project, we are going to start by making some large gestural marks. I'm going to be using a China marker for this, but you can grab anything that's handy. You could use an oil pastel, a Sharpie marker, anything that allows you to make a mark. And we're going to loosen up and shake out our arm and move all the way from our shoulders to make big gestural marks. I'm turning the tool as I'm making these marks, and I'm letting my whole arm move and go completely off of the page. There's no right or wrong to this. You're going to do as many or as few marks as you feel like you would like to. Next, what I've done is trimmed my 9x12 sheet of paper into 3 separate pieces, because what we're going to be doing is working on positive space and negative space. So I wanted to trim the paper just to see what interesting places I could find, shapes within shapes, areas to fill with color. And what I'm going to do is use this first one with black and white. What you'll notice is when you limit your color palette to something like black and white and gray, some shapes will recede, meaning the spaces that are darker are going to fall into the background, and the lighter areas are going to advance. Next, I'm going to do one version that's going to be colorful, any color I gravitate toward. And since I'm using watercolor paper, I think I'm going to use my watercolors on this one and choose a bunch of colors that are about the same tonal value. Once the color sets, I will find areas to add additional line work to if I felt like it. The last one, I'm going to stay within a color family. For example, you could choose warm colors and use reds, oranges, and yellows. I think with mine, I'm going to choose cool colors and do blues and greens. Once you've completed filling in all of the areas and shapes and everything has had a chance to dry, what could you do with these? Here are some ideas. You could trim these down even further or tear them into pieces for a collage. They would make some interesting pieces for not only a mixed media canvas, but you could tear these down into strips and collage them onto the front of a greeting card. Or you could cut them into interesting shapes and mat them, drop them into a shadow box frame, or trim them down into fourths and use them as bookmarks. Whatever you choose to do, I hope that you had fun finding the spaces in between.